welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Six Toes Hoffmeyer, and joining me is Nathan Lomax LaHaye.
Oh, great. I was wondering, yeah, that fits really good. It rolls off the tongue.
It does.
I like it.
I'm really excited to talk about Desert Heat, Inferno, Coyote Moon with you.
Whichever one you want to pick. Yeah, take your pick of all three, because when I was looking it up, they all kind of intertwined with each other. I want to say right off the bat, though, we need more Van Damme and cowboy hats.
Yes, we do.
Because that man looked good.
I mean,
like, it was one of those things that I didn't know would work out, and it did very well.
I'm not going to say the line, but he must get. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it.
And if you haven't seen the movie, I encourage every single person watching this right now. Like, we're going to spoil so much of the joy and splendor because I don't know. I don't think you watched it. I don't think you watched it before I suggested this, Mark. I never have. And we mentioned this beforehand that just like when walking through Blockbuster and having flashbacks to like looking through all the VHSs, I remember seeing this one on the shelf and be like, oh, Desert Heat, Van Damme. But I never watched it. And then after our Joe Dirt episode, when we were like, what do we watch? And our little kind of like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon stuff that we're doing, we were like, oh, Jaime Pressly, what's she been in? Oh, she was in a Van Damme flick. Well, that'll be fun. And we just had no idea. So I encourage every single person, before you get through this, stop it right now. Go watch Desert Heat or Inferno, whatever it's under, watch it, and then come back in so you'll just experience and get the full effect of what we're talking about here.
And I know why I didn't watch this, because 96 was The Quest, right? And I remember watching The Quest and going, I just kind of, and then I watched Double Team, and I went, whoa, this is bonkers. But then, Knockoff, but then Legionnaire came out, and that was like a big DVD release. So you had to go hunt it down, or VHS release. So I hunted that down, and I was like, ooh. And then Universal Soldier: The Return, and then Inferno. But then he followed that up with like Replicant, The Order, Derailed, In Hell. A lot of films that I just didn't watch. Maybe I should, maybe I'm not a true Van Dammer. But I fell off. But I gotta tell you, this Desert Heat, or Inferno, or Coyote Moon, we gotta say all three.
We do every single time. We're not going to stick to one. It's canon now.
This is a cheeky movie, but it's also the height of hubris in regards to Jean-Claude Van Damme. He tries to act in the beginning, and then he's drunk. He's fake drunk, and then he gets his bike stolen. Then he gets a foot massage from Danny Trejo. Then
We're not making this up, by the way.
Then he goes to town.
Not making this up.
A waitress immediately falls in love with him. I mean, we're talking...
And vice versa.
They
it's
both...
Not just her.
They see each other and are just immediately... Rhonda... I mean, they're immediately like, we're going to get married. We're getting married. Then he wipes out an entire biker gang, has vigorous lovemaking with 2 women for hours, and he wears them out. They're still sleeping in the morning when he leaves, and they're like, how does he do it?
Sisters, mind you. Sisters. I don't know if you looked that up. Yeah. They are credited in the movie as sisters.
Oh my gosh. So she's just there. They're like, where does he get the energy? Then he just wipes out everybody. And then he marries Rhonda? And then the town becomes famous for UFOs? No, he leaves. He rides away with her on the bike.
Well, we don't know if they go away. They just went into the desert, and then Ghost Trejo shows up on the same bike because it was his gift, of course. The whole reason that Eddie Lomax went there was to give a gift.
In the original cut of this movie before reshoots, because Van Damme had director's cut, I think Danny Trejo's character Johnny Sixtoes, aka Foot Rub, was a spirit.
Yeah, that's what he started. Like, that's the confusing thing, because it started off Van Damme goes into the desert and really puts on a nice, just thick Nick Cage level, set of chops on him with like the tongue thrown out and just shooting in the air. And like, you know what I'm here for? Just like going Nick Cage crazy, which I loved.
Johnny.
It was great. Drunk Van Damme, fake drunk Van Damme is the best Van Damme. But yeah, Trejo showed up out of nowhere, and then was just talking. I thought he was going to be the narrator at first, and then there he was, and he starts having this interaction with Lomax. Yeah, you think that he's a spirit. Van Damme gets shot, and all of a sudden he's like got him on his shoulders, bringing him to his little casita to give him the foot rub and a serenade. And it's just like, so was it a hallucination? Was it a spirit? Was it just a drunken stupor? Lomax is, that he was in. I don't know. It's up for interpretation, but really, if you think too hard about this movie, you're gonna not enjoy it as much. I think you just got to roll with it. You got to roll with it. My wife watched this with me about halfway in, halfway out. She was doing something else, but she kept keying in on certain things, and there was a lot of, what am I watching? What is this? Is this really in this movie? And it's just, if you think about it too much, you just got to go with the flow, like any good Van Damme movie. You buckle in. There are going to be some roundhouse kicks, some slow motion, ridiculous dialogue, some gratuitous boobage, and that's all you need to expect. And if you're set up for that, for the expectation, you're going to enjoy it.
Well, and JCVD, but there's always JC
and but yeah, exactly. Which was, I think, one of the best reveals. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Just towel drop. Such ridiculous stuff. I want to say, though, if you had to pick one thing about this movie, and I know it's hard, one thing about this movie that stood out as your favorite thing that just made this movie like, this is so wonderful, what was it?
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's tough.
Okay, there's a scene where Johnny Six Toes is being hung by the Hogans. And so the rope breaks, and Johnny Six goes, "You idiots can't do anything right." And then they point their guns at him and just shoot him in the chest 6 times. And then he goes, yeah. And then, okay, another one. They're in the car. So the main villains are the Hogans, and Pa Hogan is Ramsey Hogan. Then you have Matt Hogan, Jesse Hogan, Petey Hogan, Hulk Hogan, Hoagie Hogan,
Happy Hogan,
and one of them, Happy Hogan. Paul Hogan. One of them asks Ramsey, the dad, "Hey, Dad, how come you only like him more than you like us?" "Well, you two were the products of unfortunate, rendezvous with women. But I loved his mother. So I hate you two because I hate your mothers because I didn't care about them, but I cared about his mother." They spent 10 minutes on that scene.
Yeah. Well, and that was important. You had to set that up for character. Speaking of which, so the son that was the loved one, Petey, that was the director's, I think his son.
Yep.
Like, I was looking through everything. That was Jonathan Avildsen, who played Petey, who is also, best known for Karate Kid 3, Rocky 5, and Gone Fishing. But yeah, I was scrolling through, and it's always interesting to see, like, why was this guy in here? Oh, it was that kind of the classic, he was the director's son.
Can we talk about the director?
Please, can we?
Oh, wait, give me your favorite scene, and then let's talk about the director.
I don't know if I can do a scene. Everything was so good. The one that keeps coming up between me and my wife is wonderful Pat Morita, who turned out to be the cleaner in this movie, a la John Wick, who was just waiting for Birdie for 3 years, and all of a sudden the handyman turns cleaner. When he was sitting there, yeah. But he was sitting there, like, everything about Pat Morita made this movie for me. But I think the one that made me laugh is just every moment, like when Lomax said, "I got a job for you," and he just strolls into dead bodies and didn't bat an eye and started to like, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of this." Dumps them in the quarry. But I think the one that I love the most is when the dude sliced him up from like the belly to the throat, and little Pat Morita was just sitting there whistling, taking the saran wrap, just wrapping him up, and the guy comes in with a shotgun trying to like figure out, and he's just like not phased at all. So either he's the most brave person that's ever like walked the face of the earth, or he's just like has dementia and is like full senile. But he's just like going about his business and whistling. He's like, "I'm gonna need more saran wrap," and then just the cutaways to him dumping the bodies. Those just were so funny to me and stood out. And it was great. I loved it. Pat Morita, everything about him in this movie was great.
He assists the murder of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, when he puts him in his truck, they dumps him in the quarry happily. He cheers.
Oh yeah.
But everyone hates these biker gangs. And like this is the weirdest thing, because he just gets his motorcycle stolen, right? He shoots at these guys. He has his gun. I'm telling you, criminals in the middle of nowhere see a drunk guy with a gun shooting at him. They're gonna kill him and take his bike. Like, I don't see that as an indictment on these criminals.
It's a prime opportunity for some larceny.
And so, yeah, exactly. And then, of course, they find trouble and they get killed. But they take the bike, and then he's like, "I'm going to go get this bike back." So he goes into this place, and there's this guy, Eli Hamilton, who's tied up, Bill Irwin in this movie, tied up in the back. His cousins are in there. Oh man, the cousins. What, Ives and Buck? Was that their names?
Lenny
Lenny. Lester.
Lester, yeah.
And so they're there. They're just shooting guns. They're robbing people.
Leon and Lester.
JCVD kills them. And Bill is just happy.
Immediately. Like, they didn't even, like, really they didn't even really threaten him. He came in, asked about a gun, was asked like 2 other questions. They said, man, I've been talking down to you all day. Just puts a gun on the counter, like doesn't even like point it at him. And all of a sudden it's time to die. He kicks someone in the face. He takes a knife and throws it at the other person right in the heart, and is just kind of it. And that was his first, 120 seconds in town?
Yeah.
Strolls in, kills 2 people.
And Bill's happy about it. He's like, oh, you're going to kill the Hogans? Yeah, do that too. This is where they stay.
Yeah, so talk about an enabler.
So then he goes to the bar, what the, he goes to the bar.
Bombay Cafe.
Oh, Bombay Cafe with, I mean, we don't even want to talk about the owner, do we? Do we want to get into the owner?
The horribly miscast, potentially very racist depiction.
Oh, not potentially.
Oh,
man.
I don't want to make assumptions here. And again, I don't want, it's the spoilers. The spoilers here. I want everyone to go watch it themselves and decide for themselves. Spoiler alert, it is incredibly racist.
Oh, man. So he goes there and he kills bikers who don't directly have a problem with him.
Absolutely. Not at all.
He just kills them to start a turf war.
And is the best marksman on the planet with his little Colt 45, firing 3 shots and exploding 10 bicycles, 10 motorcycles.
So he's killed 5 people.
While driving away in reverse.
He's killed 5 people that aren't even part of his revenge mission, Nathan. These people did not steal his bike.
Mm-mm. I mean, they were slapping around those 2 women.
Oh,
I mean, that was...
I mean, they're dirtballs.
Is that worthy of death? Maybe. Maybe in the desert it is.
Desert justice.
Desert Justice.
So
title number 4, Desert Justice.
He's murdered 5 people that didn't steal his bike for being jerks, terrible humans. We're not condoning any of their actions. They're all horrible people. But they die.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then he starts a turf war and a bunch of people get murdered in it. And Six Toes gets shot. He could have just waited around town. They're riding his bike. They separate all the time. He didn't have to kill all these bikers. He could have just hung around the town, waited. They drive into town, pop, bike back, gone.
Absolutely. There's no organization in these gangs hardly at all. The kids didn't show up for Gunny when he had his drop off. Talk about that. They're always late. They're always late. They're never here, and he gives them crap for it the whole time. So absolutely. Like this didn't take a lot of planning. Like he could have just stayed at the diner and picked them off one by one, eating Rhonda's apple pie and smiling the whole time. It would have been easy. He got all the windows, seen it coming. Vern could have been, giving away the farm there for his plan, perhaps, which I was very happy to see Vern show up, Kevin West, because as you know, I love me some Biodome. Yeah. And we had Romulus show up. So as soon as I saw him, I knew I was going to be happy. But yeah, he could have stayed in the little pawn shop. He could have done it with the gigantic arsenal that Eli just had lying around.
Oh, yeah.
With the sniper rifles and the assault rifles and everything else. Like he could have just stayed there, made a couple phone calls. But no, he had to make a big show about it. And that's when he lost Six Toes. He almost got himself killed. We got to talk about, I know you went back to when they were trying to hang Danny Trejo. What did you think about the nice little coyote impersonation they were going back and forth to try to distract and
oh man,
and throw off the biker gang? So Trejo, for when you guys eventually see this, Trejo is up on this like oil rig or something, essentially, where they're going to string him up and hang him off of. And Van Damme is trying to run around and distract and save his buddy. And what do they decide to do? They're going to do a coyote duet. And they just start just like completely not them doing it at all, like horrible audio. But they were like going through, just Jean-Claude, cover your whole mouth so we can't see you not making this noise. It'll be great. And they were like, and it worked. The beauty of it worked. He would do one and then go about 15 feet to the side and do it again. And they would go, whoa, where are they coming from? Where are all these coyotes?
These coyotes are coming.
Like, clearly the new Trejo is doing it. The new Six Toes is doing it because they're standing right next to him. Did they think that he just had, like, magical powers and he was going to get, like, a swarm of coyotes to just show up?
No.
I mean, he yelled out and kept saying, Eddie, Eddie, so they knew he was out there. And then all of a sudden, I mean, they're not the smartest people. Maybe they thought that he had some engine magic in him. Who knows?
And he does say that to him because a coyote does show up. And they do call him the Indian in this movie, Danny Trejo.
Yeah. They didn't, I think the big thing about this movie, it just lacked severe backstory for every character. Even at the very beginning, like you knew Van Damme was going to the desert. You knew he had a gift. You knew he wanted to kill himself, but you didn't really know why. Like they talked about the killing, Johnny, the killing, my name, it haunts me. I dream about it. And Johnny said something about like, well, that's why you got the medal. Okay, so Van Damme killed people and he got a medal for it. So immediately you think, is it Army? Is it some sort of military service with Black Ops? Like, what was it? And you never get to the point of it. And just the one thing that turns him from I got to end it, I got nothing to live for, is all of a sudden I got to get my bike back. I got to deliver my bike to my buddy.
He goes out there to ask permission to kill himself, but then
they never really touched on that either. Yeah, he wanted permission from Sixtoes to end himself. And that could have been a great, like, little, like, even if they just took, like, 5 minutes to touch on it. But instead, they did, Danny Trejo's, serenade and pedicure service, the patch-up and pedicure service, where he just sang him songs about whiskey and women and rubbed his little tootsies.
While he drank tequila.
While he drank tequila.
Women. And then later on, when JCVD sings it to him, okay, if you think about Shane, right? A violent man goes to a family and violence happens, right? You get this intersection of violence where violence happens. This maybe is a movie that I could see where John G. Avildsen does this film because, gosh, why does he do this film? Well, I know it's not good.
That is the question, isn't it? After Rocky and after Karate Kid, I mean, maybe you need a palate cleanser. Maybe you just want to do what you want to do. I mean, I don't know. The mystery will never be solved, I guess.
I mean, Save the Tiger, which won Academy Awards. So he did Save the Tiger. Jack Lemmon won an Academy Award for it, acting. Then he went and did The Karate Kid. He did Rocky. He did Karate Kid Part 2, Karate Kid Part 3, Rocky 5. And then he worked steadily, right? This was his, so he did 73, 75, 75, 76, 78, 80, 81, 82, 83, 83, 84, 86, 87, 88, 89, 89, 90, 92, 94. And then he went and did, 8 Seconds, kind of didn't do too well. So he kind of had a little bit of break. He did A Fine and Private Place. The last movie, this man who won an Academy Award for director for Rocky did, and he's passed away. And I watched, so there's nothing. This was his last film.
Yeah.
And he took his name off it because I think he wanted to make a Shane, where a suicidal man goes back and he finds redemption stopping biker gangs in this town. Right? He wanted to do that. But then it has this comedic tone, which, I mean, the music, I mean, what is happening? He had a guy named Bill Conti did this score. Bill Conti did The Right Stuff, right? Bill Conti did Rocky. Bill Conti did Rocky. That score. I mean, this is a 3-time Oscar-nominated guy. Then the cinematographer, I just want to say it, Ross A. Mal, this was his last movie too, as a cinematographer. So this movie wrecks.
They just really wanted to get the band back together. That was the whole thing. That was the reason.
This movie wrecked some careers, my friend. This one was a career wrecker, and it's a very odd film. And I feel really bad because JCVD was the producer, so I feel bad for this guy because he was probably looking for a hit. JCVD was looking for a hit. And then this was made.
Well, and I had read somewhere too that it didn't even get a theatrical release because of you mentioned Double Team earlier and some of his other movies that had come out. Universal Soldier, The Return, that they just did so poorly that they were just like, we're not gonna do a theatrical release on this. And then the reason that Avildsen took his name off of it and showed up as Danny Mulroon instead is because I saw that he felt like his work was tampered with so much. So was it JCVD? Was it someone else? Like, who was trying to change his tone? Because the only other piece that I found as far as kind of info on it is at the very end when Jaime Pressly, when Dottie goes to meet up with the bus driver and he's going to ask her out on a date, and the thing that he says is, "I'm really into samurai movies," which is just way off the wall for being in the desert. And Yo Jimbo, which they wanted this movie to be remade and based off of. So yeah, the same thing, kind of the suicidal man finding redemption, all that stuff. If that's what they set out to make, who decided, no, we're doing this, and adding things like, hey, can't we all just get along? And little, just weird little quips, in there that really just don't fit. And they wanted it to be this just I mean, I don't know. There's so many lines in this that are just kind of take you out of it and go, huh? Why did they say that?
I bet he gets so so much.
Yeah, I bet he gets so much money. And then when the girls were saved and they're trying to like decide what they're gonna go do to thank him, they're like, oh, Eddie, he just has really kind eyes. They're so gentle. And they're like, oh yeah, you're right. And they're gonna have that nice moment, and they snap out and say, I wonder if he's circumcised. And it was just like that. What? Where did this come from? Which I'm sure they probably don't mention in Yojimbo. I mean, I haven't seen it in quite a while, so I'll have to go back and rewatch and see if they're talking about those procedures. But yeah, it's just, I mean, now granted, a lot of the bits in it were hilarious. I laughed incredibly hard. You had the woman that ran the inn.
Oh my gosh.
That was the Bible thumper and had the big boa constrictor and had the snakes and everything. And she goes through during the big double team moment where the girls are thanking Eddie Lomax, and she stumbles across it in the window and just watches and starts slamming her cough syrup or her tequila or whatever she had in that bottle, and is just having a good time. And what did she say? She's like, oh, he's bringing joy to everyone. And it's just like, oh my goodness. Like, it was funny. I found it hilarious. I laughed my butt off. Yeah, with the tone that they were going for, maybe not the best place to insert things like that.
I was starving for anything to read about this movie. There's nothing out there. There really isn't. I know Action Elite or someone interviewed Trejo, and Trejo said his character was originally just a ghost spirit. So they changed that. I do think that I went and watched John G. Avildsen, King of the Underdogs. It's a documentary. It's for free on Pluto right now.
Oh, cool.
They don't even touch on this. And they talk about how
Why would they?
They talk about how hard he was to work for, because he so he was very loyal to the script. The actors liked him. I mean, he did Karate Kid 1 through 3. He did Rocky like 1 and 5. If Sly hated him, if the studios hated him, they wouldn't hire this guy, right? He was just very by the book. Let's get it done. Inflexible. I'm telling you, and the name of this documentary is King of the Underdogs. So Karate Kid, underdog. Rocky, underdog. Never once is JCVD an underdog in this movie. I think they went in with the script. This is my theory. They went in with the script. Scorsese talks about him. Burt Reynolds talks about him in this documentary. Like, oh wow. Yeah, I mean, huge like names talking about him. They went in with the script, and I think JCVD was a producer. I think John G. didn't have the power he did during Rocky and Karate Kid days. They went in with this script, and it went from a loner loser who finds a town and finds redemption in the town. It went from that to just like, it's just very just JCVD wiping people out, being able to go all night with two women. He's wearing them out. They can't even sleep. Like, where does he get the energy? He's being complimented. He's going for a bike ride. Yeah. Everywhere he goes, he's complimented. People fall in love with him immediately. Never once do people give him trouble. It's the very beginning I love so much, because Johnny, where are you, Johnny? Oh, Johnny. And he gets beat, like he's walking around with his gun all silly, and the Hogans get the upper hand on him. After that, game over. I mean, I really think this movie was changed by, there's no proof of this, but everything, if I had to infer something, it just seems like it was JCVD's pushing his producer muscle.
It's interesting because, like, in all of his movies, like talking about underdogs and everything else, and him like being this invincible dude, like every movie that you think of, whether it's, you know, the big ones, you can talk about Bloodsport, you can talk about Kickboxer, you can talk about Universal Soldier, like he gets his ass beat a lot. Like, he's never just like coming in and like wiping things out. He's always like, there's that ebb and flow, and he's got to learn to, you know, harness the warrior within or whatever. And there's that kind of same thing. And one thing that I was surprised about is a lot of the movies too has like, you know, some tragedy with his family. He's got to find his family. He's got to fight to get his family back. His family was killed. His brother was paralyzed. Like, all this, it kind of has to do with that. This one, there's nothing.
Nothing.
And so maybe he was just sick of like getting into that same feel, and just wanted to like, I just want to show up and kill everybody and save the town and everyone love me. That's all I want. Movie, you know, perhaps, you know, and I know my JCVD is on point, so whoever says otherwise is a huge liar. Johnny. But yeah, it was it was interesting that like up until the last, what was it, 4 minutes, when he had the, I guess what you could call a fight with the main Hogan, where he actually took a couple of hits, like he really didn't get scathed at all.
No.
Which I mean, it was fun to watch. It just kind of shows, and it kind of rolls into the comedy aspect of it. He just shows up and kills people willy nilly, and no one cares. Like, these guys are bad dudes, but no one has oh my god, dead body. Everyone's just oh, they've died now. You've killed them. Oh, wonderful. Like, just the reactions on this is what made it so funny for me.
You're right.
And just little things like what was it? Just the unrealistic aspect of some of these things, like near the end when he booby trapped the bungalow with the oxygen tank, where they're just we pulled the thing and the pin came off of it, and I think it was even wrapped in saran wrap. So Pat Morita, Mr. Early's character, probably confused it with a body. But right before it went off, there are a conservative estimate, 18 bikers, members of the biker gang in Hogan's that are just fully armed, fully automatic weapons, and they're line it up, and they just go to town with, let's say, okay, let's do math. You like math. We ever do this. 18 people. Let's say each gun holds, 20 bullets. 18 times 20 is 360. 360 bullets go into this bungalow. And there's this very large oxygen tank. You're telling me not one bullet hits that thing and sets it off prematurely? Things like that I just kind of said afterwards and whispered to my wife, and I was like, you think that would have gone off beforehand?
Oh, that's bonkers.
But, almost with any JCVD movie, there is that, disbelief that you have to just, again, roll with it, especially with a movie like this that has just, such ridiculous moments. But again, it adds to the fun. If you take it too seriously and you keep questioning it and wonder about, the backstories or why Trejo's foot rubbing, you're not going to enjoy it as much. If you just go into it and take it for what it is and know it's going to be ridiculous, which I think you and I both knew right off the bat, that this was just going to be a bonkers ride, that you can, get the most enjoyment out of it.
The opening, when hey Johnny, I'm like, oh, this is on a different level right here. And I actually,
as soon as he started throwing, shooting and sticking his tongue out and I was like, oh man, he must have watched Face Off or something lately. He's I like this Nick Cage guy. He's got something that I may want to emulate. But hey, that's Johnny. The first thing I thought of is he's going full Cage.
Oh, I just gotta say, I love what you said. I just want to go back to this real quick. In Bloodsport, he's on the run, right? He goes rogue to go fight at this tournament. In Kickboxer's brother is injured. He's the underdog going into this fight against Tong Pao. Yeah. Nowhere to run. He's an escaped convict who ends up on farmland owned by a widow, and he has to fight contractors. But he's an escaped convict. In Universal Soldier, he's an escaped Universal Soldier who's gone good, and he's being chased. Yeah. It's really interesting that you said that, because no one's chasing him in this movie.
Not at all. No, they were chasing him at the beginning because they caught a descending bullet, and they took his bike, but that was it. I mean, if Petey would have connected with those shots at the very beginning, this movie wouldn't have been a movie. But yeah, he could have just ended it there and been okay, I wanted to kill myself. Here it is. I still have no reason to live other than now I need this bike. If you had the bike, if that's your reason for keeping it going, you had your reason already, but you still wanted to end it.
Yeah, but I want to give it to Johnny.
Oh, I need to give it to Johnny, and I needed his permission, and I can't get his permission unless I give him a gift. It's a tit for tat. I give him a gift, he gives me permission, I blow my brains. I mean, who knows?
I make him alpha, he can't refuse. Hey, Johnny, can I kill myself? No.
I will miss his singing and his foot rubs, so I will miss that in the afterlife. Man, Johnny can rub a bunion like no one's business.
Imagine this scene. Hey, Johnny, can I kill myself? No. Hey, Johnny, if I give you my bike, can I kill myself? Yes.
Oh, I guess so.
Johnny.
It's got to be transactional, man.
Oh, man.
It's got to be transactional.
Oh, all right, so how about this? Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk more about Desert Heat, Full Moon. Wait.
Coyote Moon.
Coyote Moon.
At this point,
Inferno.
We can just make up our. You know what? Let's end it at the break. Let's make up our own titles for this movie.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll come up. We'll each pick 3 titles and to add a new one onto it.
3 titles and an intro. In a world where Van Damme did the horrible movie.
All right. So we'll be right back, and we'll come up with new titles and a new intro. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks, and in a world where a suicidal man's motorcycle is stolen by a roguish band of motorcycle bandits, he must rally himself to defeat them easily and vigorously, but not before a foot rub. I never thought I'd ever see Danny Trejo foot rub JCVD, but now I have.
And you're the better for it.
All right. Here's my first title for this movie. Hey Johnny. But you can't just say hey Johnny.
You gotta say it as.
Hey Johnny. That's my first title.
Okay. All right, this one just came to me, and I love it. So I'm gonna if I were to pitch this movie, it would be fully based around Mr. Early's character because that was my favorite part. So I would say that the title of this movie would be Never Too Early.
Oh man, what a good character.
Neither does Desert Heat or Coyote Moon, so Never Too Early. That's my first one.
Never Too Early. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so I gotta think of one here. Okay, Dottie the Hottie.
Dottie the Hottie. Okay, there you go.
Yo Jimbo too.
What was that?
Yo Jimbo too.
Yo Jimbo too. Dottie the Hottie.
Jaime Pressly's in this movie.
Let's see. Goodness gracious. I'm trying to think of a good one here.
Low max, high stakes.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Low max, high stakes. I like oh goodness. The Tale of Bungalow 3.
That lady had a weird personality about her, didn't she?
She did, man. It was funny. It was great. It just the little things like, why'd you give him that money? That was the Reverend's money. And she's like always sneaking the booze and everything else. Yeah, a lot happened in Bungalow 3, just in the day and a half that transpired in this movie.
I like that. Bungalow 3.
Bungalow 3.
That's perfect. And then the guy was watching those two women shower and shave their legs. Remember when the two sisters were when they're talking about
you need a gratuitous boobage. That's how you get it. As soon as he saved women showed up there getting hit, I knew that was going to happen in their near future.
It's just the gratuity in the 90s action films. It's just like Natasha Henstridge was in Maximum Risk, and she's like, I hated every second of that movie because it was a JCVD movie, which meant it had to have gratuity in it.
Absolutely.
That must have been a writer in his contract.
It could have been. Did Kickboxer have any gratuitous? That and I think Cyborg. I don't remember in those two.
Yeah, Cyborg did. Because I don't want to get too in depth with it, but I remember I bought it when I was like 12, and there's a scene in there, and I was watching, I was like, whoa, but that does.
Talk about a movie title that has absolutely nothing to do with the plot. Cyborg.
And then their names are Fender.
No robotics. There was no androids. There was nothing superhuman. Van Damme just was dropped in a well with his family, and he's out for revenge. Okay, now we're getting on to the subject.
Wait, that lady was a cyborg.
Was she?
Yeah, that he had to take. Remember? She was a cyborg, and they sent her to go. They didn't have email, so they injected her, and
was it the Johnny Mnemonic scenario?
Yeah. They had to transfer her to that lab.
Man, you know what? This could have been one of the telltale signs of my parents when I was younger and we had HBO, that they would record a movie, but they wouldn't record the whole thing. Like I remember, case in point, when we talked about Masters of the Universe, I remember the movie starting when Gwildor had the chicken and ribs. That's what I remember. I didn't know anything before that because they didn't hit the record button until that moment. So this could very well be a Cyborg moment for me that it's burned out of my memory banks because I never saw that portion of the movie.
What would happen in Cyborg where that thug is walking, but he just looks up a little bit and just sees JCVD doing a split 5 feet above him? But like he's 20 feet and he just sees JCVD up there splitting. He would have been an easy target. Like he wouldn't have been a hard target. He would have been an easy target. And hard target, he's a homeless guy, right? Who's hunted because he needs money and he's trying to do an investigation. This is a weird one, man, because he just murders people. He just goes. This is a story about a suicidal murderer who goes to a town and just makes it horrible. Yes, he kills bad people, but
well, does he make it horrible? Because as we found out at the very culmination of this movie, and what makes everything good now that what he did, the insane amount of murder. That he easily killed, 30 people? Probably more?
Yeah.
That quarry is getting full of bodies, man. Pat Morita is going to be, swimming in cash for the amount of bodies he's had to dispose of. Anyway, at the very end, when it was like, all these people disappeared, what do? They blamed it on the UFOs. National Enquirer came up, 28 people missing. Must be the UFOs. And that's what drew the tourists. And they're like, we're getting money. People are here now. They want to stay in the hotel. Not Bungalow 3. That's under renovations. That Rhonda's gonna have to make more pie. Oh goodness! And the bus route was coming in, and like it rejuvenated the town. I think Mr. Early even said, "Oh, it's rejuvenated now after Birdie came back."
Yeah.
Which let's talk about Birdie for a second.
Where has she been?
Where has she been? Number one, they said that she's been gone for 3 years. Mr. Early said she's going to find me a handyman job. She comes back, no job.
No job.
No job, no explanation of where she was, nothing, and all of a sudden she's knocked up. Now, my question to you, Mr. Hoffmeyer, is this. Is that Mr. Early's baby? And that's what we'll discover in Desert Heat 2.
Whoa. Bungalow 3.
The mystery of Bungalow 3. Yeah, because he's disposed of all these bodies for Eddie Lomax, and now he comes out and the baby pops out and it's, white as you and I, and he's got to find out. He hires Eddie to find out who knocked up Birdie, and this is him calling in the favor for all the bodies he disposed of.
Wow.
Desert Heat 2.
Bungalow 3.
Bungalow 3. We just keep adding numbers. Desert Heat 2, Bungalow 3, the mystery of the missing 28.
They're just recently popular because the driver hadn't even asked Dottie out yet. So he goes and
That's a good question. I mean, he was always, they mentioned that he was like waiting, biding his time and everything. But when did the story get out to the Inquirer? How long did it take him to print that? And then to distribute, and had to take time off from work and set aside money to drive out in the middle of nowhere. Did they hear about Rhonda's pies? Is that the reason why they came in the first place? Like that was a huge turnaround. Yeah. Very, very quickly.
It's the weirdest. I just can't see the guy who, yes, he directed Rocky V. I can't see the guy who directed Rocky, Karate Kid 1 and 2, even 8 Seconds, having these subplots in this movie. And I was just rubbing my eyes, by the way. No one can see this, but I was just like...
It was very painful watching Mark, because it seemed like he was very in duress for having to say this phrase.
This guy had never made anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then here's this movie. I hate saying it, but if you look around these movies during these times, I mean, remember in Showdown in Little Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren where he's flipping cars and Brandon Lee's like, I gotta tell you, man, you have the biggest, what I've ever seen in my life. Like there's this, Stallone in his heyday, Schwarzenegger in his heyday, all these huge egos. This just seems, I love JCVD, but this seems like an ego unchecked movie right here.
Yeah.
But he is acting though. He does have fun. Like when he has to carry around, the
Eli's oxygen tank and things like that. Yeah.
It's cheeky. When he's dealing with Pat Morita, it's cheeky. But I mean, also the guitar score they actually released on CD. It's all Bel Conti. It's amazing. You can get this score. You can own this score. So he does add some cheekiness to it, but this is not this. Okay, this is a movie released in 1999. This feels like a 1992 movie. Mm-hmm. Does it feel like a 1999 movie to you?
No, I mean, I don't know what to compare this movie to, really. I mean, it's all over the place. You go in thinking one thing. I mean, right off the bat, you think, oh, Van Damme's gonna be an action movie. He's gonna kick people in the face, and like he shows up, and then like all of a sudden he gets laid out, and it just takes this weird turn right away once he's saved, and he's getting a foot rubbed by Danny Trejo, and a coyote shows up in the middle of the night, and like Trejo digs a bullet out of him. You're just like, I don't know. Okay, he wanted to die, so now he's not dead, and then he like gets sent on this quest to reclaim his bike in this small town, and he's gonna stick it to these guys as like what? Like he thinks he's gonna end it, so therefore he's just gonna keep racking up the tally. He's already talked about these killings and things that he's done and like just haunting his dreams. So wouldn't he have aversions to killing more?
Yeah, you're right. He wants to die because of all the killing he's done. Then he walks into a town,
and he even got a medal for that killing. Was he was talking about? So what does he think he's gonna like? Is he just trying to get another medal? Like what? Like if he was so upset about getting recognition for killing someone, is he okay with it because no one's gonna like reward him? But he does get rewarded because he gets Rhonda in the end, and he gets his bike back, and the town loves him, and the town is rejuvenated. So isn't that a reward? There's lots of questions that can come from this. If you just sit and think about it too hard, which I told everyone not to do about this movie to begin with.
What's in this pie?
What is in this pie? You know what? I'm going to say right away, because what sets the tone immediately from this movie, which is funny because he's a bad guy, is the shirt that Petey is wearing. It says, "Got meth." Right off the bat, you're like, that's a little on the nose.
Yeah.
We know he's a bad guy. I think it's meth. I think Rhonda puts meth in the pie to get people to come back. The pie's probably not even very good. It's the only diner in town. You know, I'm sure there's a grocery store somewhere. They don't want to cook for themselves. So what is she going to do to get them to keep coming back? She's got to get them addicted to the pie. Meth in the pie.
That's it right there.
You know what? That's the third movie title, Meth in the Pie.
Meth pie. Meth in the pie. The meth and the madness. The meth and the pie.
And the madness. Motorcycles and meth. The story of Bungalow 3.
And Desert 4, Bungalow 3, Foot Rubs. The Hogans have a really interesting family relationship because Father Hogan ends up getting killed from a wrestling match.
Wrestling match /
Larry
neck-breaking.
Drake of Darkman,
Yeah.
I think Law and Order, no, L.A. Law too. So he, big name, big actor, and he just gets into a wrestling match with his son and dies, correct?
Yeah, I thought that the fight was going to go on a lot more, and for him being like the head of this family and the head of this organization, that he was going to throw his weight around and, you know, put this kid in his place and beat the crap out of him. And I was very shocked to see that it just ended in a very, quick death with the neck snapping, which seems to be another trope that goes along with JCVD movies. Anytime someone's like, if you look at Bloodsport, you know, and Chun-Li, and he's just like, he snaps necks, he does this stuff, like that. There's always breaking necks. And I don't know, maybe that was inserted by Van Damme too. Like, what do we do with this guy? Like, how should we kill him and do this? Oh, just break his neck. Just be quick. We don't have to think about it too much. If he's going to die, bam, he's dead.
Yeah, it's just like butter.
More for me. This is really funny too. If Van Damme is a producer on this and like influenced this movie and others as far as like to get him like the most, just whatever he wants to do, either whether it's screen time or whatever, this movie in particular like weighs heavily on the remainder of the supporting cast for, I would say, about 85% of the dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, he's not in the movie. Like, even when he is in the movie, he's not the main focus. Like, in the very beginning when he shows up and he reclaims his gun and finds Eli, and Eli comes out and Eli's smoking and going between the oxygen tank, take a hit of oxygen, take a slug of the cigarette, take a hit of oxygen. Lomax doesn't say a whole lot. He just kind of sits there and he kind of does the little,
cheeky.
I'm making facial expressions here again because we're on an audio medium here.
He immediately sits on the desk or the counter.
Yeah. It's like reactionary shots, and all the other dialogue is from these other people. So if he was like trying to do this ego stroke on himself for this film, like, wouldn't he have been talking more or having more of the pull of this? Or maybe he just thought, I'm Jean-Claude Van Damme and I'm beautiful and everyone's going to look at me anyways. And put me next to this old man in a red onesie, like he's from the 1800s and everyone's going to stare at me. I don't know. But that's one thing that I noticed is like, I was like, wow, he's not really in the movie a whole lot. Or if he is, he's not talking. He's like the strong silent type.
I mean, Vern gets a lot of lines. Mm-hmm. The Howards get a lot of lines. Dottie does. Eli does. The Hogan. There's a huge subplot about how one Hogan isn't man enough to murder people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They give that more attention than any of JCVD.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there is so much strife that went on between him and the director, between what everyone wanted to go through, that maybe JCVD called it in. Maybe he just like phoned it in for the majority of his performance, unless the times that, you know, really took some of that nice JCVD fire, like, you know, giving it to the sisters or dropping the towel with that just big thump.
That was very aggressive.
I wanted to say thank you and just take a towel drop. You're welcome. And he just ripped it off and just threw it down. Like, it was not even gentle. He just, wah.
Oh, man.
This was before the sex, just so everyone knows.
And then,
woman comes to his door. Can I come in? I half expected him to say no. I half expected, just with Lomax's character, that he was just going to be like, I'm on a mission. I don't need any distractions. But, of course, in she comes. And they're both in towels. Why is Lomax – here's a question. Why is Lomax, knowing people are after him, in one of the few places in this small town that they could look to find someone that doesn't live there, is in a bungalow, polishing his 45, in a towel and cowboy boots? Like, that's all he's in. Like, that's like he's ready for action in that. And so when she knocks on the door, he's like, you know, jumps in the shower and he's strafing around in a towel. And then, like, she comes in, so they're both just in nothing but towels. I just wanted to say thank you. She, of course, slowly drops the towel for the gratuity. And all he says is, you're welcome, and responds in kind. And then it's on. It was such...
That might... I was thinking I guess he's staying there because the bikes got blown up, but they could just call their friends.
Yeah. Like, I mean, why didn't he stay with Six Toes? I mean, that was quite a ways away, and he had to walk like, half a day and have 16 flyovers from those fighter jets, when he was coming into town. So I can see like convenience factor. Maybe he didn't want to lead him back to Six Toes in his secret lair. Who knows? But yeah, it's again, but I think that goes back to like, with them being the big bad guys with the biker gang and the Hogans, like they're not very smart. They're not very organized. And if they can't think, where's this guy from out of town? Where's he staying? We got to find him. They don't look immediately at the one inn and the 4 rooms that are there. Then, yeah.
There's really no central antagonist in this movie.
There's not. Like, there's not a big bad. They're the guys that he encountered that took his bike. You thought it was going to be, the head Hogan, Gunny. You thought it was going to be him, and then he dies. And there's the power struggle.
The other biker gang, but that biker gang guy is funny. He's like, that's why I don't talk to my family. All right, so I got a surprise for you. I just dropped this on you. I didn't ask you to prep this in advance. All right, I have a surprise for you. Here's what we're going to do. 4 JCVD characters walk into an open barn, right?
We're barn, not even a bar. We got to add that extra
barn.
in.
No.
I love it.
They walk into Bungalow 3. They walk into Bungalow 3. So you have Eddie Lomax from Inferno, right?
Okay.
You have Darren McCord
/ Coyote Moon. We have to say all 3. We said that before.
Oh crap! Dang it! You have Darren McCord from Sudden Death. You have Chance Boudreaux from Hard Target, and then you have Kurt Sloan from Kickboxer.
Oh man. Okay.
They go into Bungalow 3.
Okay.
Who walks out?
Oh man.
So you got Kickboxer, Hard Target, Sudden Death, or Inferno, Desert Heat, Coyote Moon, Bungalow 3.
We got him. I think.
And why?
Meth and motorcycles. I think that, based on just the sheer invincibility shown off in the movie, it's got to be Lomax, right? Like he took like 3 hits and that was it. How many bullets came at him and he dodged? I mean, I don't think Kurt would come out. I think Kurt would get his ass readily handed to him by all 3 because they're not going to team up. They're just going to try to take go into it. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I would put my money on Lomax. I mean, is JCVD wearing the goalie gear from Sudden Death?
He's wearing the mascot uniform.
Is he gonna get some extra padding in there?
The mascot uniform that he fights.
Man, I think that's tough. I mean, it is Lomax's bungalow, so I think he has the best lay of the land.
His home turf?
It's his home turf. I think that seals it. The invincibility shown off in the movie, and it's his home turf.
Oh man, yeah. I have a feeling Sloane's going down. Eddie is just too nice, right? Eddie's not going to be able to fight them. So
what's going to happen? He's going to sit back and just watch and not really say anything like he did in the whole movie. Let them go at it for a while, and then come at the end and be like, "Can't we all just get along?" or whatever thing is like, whatever little quip he's going to add in there.
Yes,
it's not nice to fight, or whatever the case may be, and he's just going to like lay him out at the very end.
And Chance Boudreaux was kick heavy. In a bungalow, you don't want to throw a lot of kicks.
Yeah,
it's a proven fact.
Lomax knows where all the towels are, so he can just like whip them around.
He'll take an eye out.
Absolutely.
And those cowboy boots.
And we know how heavy that towel is. We heard it just slam on the ground like a cinder block.
And if the sisters are in there, they'll hit the other 2 with lamps on their heads. All the other 3 with lamps.
Yeah, they're distractionary measures. They'll come knock on there again and like, I need to thank you.
Oh man, and if one of them's like, oh gosh, okay, yeah, you're right. Lomax wins home turf.
Or does he know that this fight is happening? Because he can let the Hogans and the biker gang know where he is and where he's going to be at any one particular time. They all walk into the bungalow. They get hit with those, 360 bullets, and he's just on the ground.
Yeah, he gets low.
He doesn't take any of the hits. Exactly. Get low. In the classic JCVD split.
And also, when the biker gangs were fighting, he just blew up a tank and killed some of them when they didn't even know he was there.
Yeah. Hey, do you like barbecue? I love it.
So yeah, Lomax wins. Home turf. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you.
This is really why you had me on, to answer the tough questions on that.
Well, without having you on, I never would have watched Desert Heat. And then I never would have watched that documentary. I wouldn't have known about John Avildsen too much. I wouldn't have known about his history. So I've learned a lot about cinema while watching this. So I appreciate it, man. So
now everyone will experience the same thing that we did, because they'll say, I should go watch that Desert Heat / Inferno / Coyote Moon, because it sounds so interesting. And if anything, go watch it for Pat Morita being the cleaner that he is, and Bill Irwin being the kind of just charming old man with the arsenal. Before we end, can we touch base on we have the moment at the very end that James Coburn should have shown up in Maverick, where he's like, everybody has a gun. Everyone had a gun to try to shoot this guy at the very end. Like, where did the guns come from? Pat Morita was on top of the church steeple, like where the friggin' church bell was. Like, did they just have a gun up there? Did he have that rifle in his back pocket?
I got the busted.
Pat Morita's a secret hitman. Can we just say that right now? Yes. If he had guns stashed around for everyone to have readily available, and he's just the old man waiting for his love, but he knows how to dispose of all these bodies and where to put them, I think this is just a secondary plot point around Pat Morita, around Mr. Early and his past, and how he's kind of laying low in this town.
I mean, he knows how to get rid of bodies.
Yeah.
Right? If Nathan, you owe me a favor, hey Nathan, go get rid of a body for me, and you had to do it, you would be mortified. It would be the worst time of your life. You would be racked with guilt.
You know what? I would have a couple ideas in mind, but I don't know. Like, I would get caught before I even got there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a pond by my house where, like, if I'm trying to, like, strap, like, rocks and cinder blocks to this thing, someone's gonna find me out there. And, you know, and they're like, what you doing there, boy? And I'm not going to know what to say. If there's a body in front of me, I'm going to run. I'm not fast. I'm out of shape. I would get caught very easily. I'd try, because I'm that type of person, and you're my friend, but I would not succeed.
And he does it with gusto.
Yeah, with gusto, whistling the whole time, sipping on his soda while he's dumping bodies.
Paul has a gun. Morita has a gun. Everyone's like, I shot him.
Everyone's got a gun. They're arguing over it. You know, Lomax was really a very poor example for this town. You know, he may have saved the town. He may have rejuvenated it, but I think he turned them all into murderers.
And now they're all liars.
And now they're all liars. Murderers and liars. You know what? Eddie Lomax comes to town, your Yelp rating is going to go down.
Blood money.
You know, blood money.
Wait, Eddie Lomax comes into town, your Yelp rating's going down.
Hey,
Desert Heat 3, Bungalow 3.
Desert Heat 3, blood money. Eddie Lomax comes to town, your Yelp rating's going down.
From 2 to 5.
Featuring Pat Morita's holographic image.
Well, thank you for joining. So now we got to find a movie that connects to this film for our next one. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, we got to keep the line going. You know it's going to be Trejo.
Oh,
that's the best option right there.
I'm sold. Just give me all of them. Give me all of them. Give me all of them.
We'll find one for sure. So let's recap for the people that have been following our stupid business. We started off with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
And went on our Elias Koteas joint here. We then did Fallen.
Yep.
We then did Prophecy. And then we leapt to
Joe Dirt.
What did we do after that? We did Joe Dirt for Christopher Walken. And then we hopped on to Desert Heat / Inferno / Coyote Moon for Jaime Pressly. And now we're on the Trejo train.
Oh.
This is good. We got to keep it going.
I'm very excited. I'm very happy about this Trejo train. All right, man. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me. As always, good time, brother.
All right. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Nathan LaHaye, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.